Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Let's make a quick and easy crock pot meal today. It's early and I want these to cook all day because the longer they cook, the better they are. So we're going to make navy beans and cornbread, and we're going to do the beans in my crock pot. The other day I made a crock pot meal and y'all like, what kind of crock pot do you have? Well, I have a Ninja. I got it on Amazon. If you want to check it out, it's on my Amazon storefront that you can find in the link tree in my bio. I love this thing, but any kind of crock pot works, y'all. If you don't have a crock pot, cook them on the pan on the stove. Just don't forget to stir them or they'll scorch. So what I have done is I've taken 1 pound of navy beans, and I soaked mine overnight in my big KitchenAid mixer bowl. And I'm just gonna dump them in here just like that. Then I'm gonna go fill this up with water, dump it in here. I normally cook mine in chicken broth. Well, I'm out because I need to go to the store, so we're gonna make our chicken broth. So let's grab some water. All right, let's start off with, I've got 12 cups of water in my measuring bowl. I'm just gonna start pouring. I may use it all until it's completely covered. Yep, I'm gonna use it all, and I'm gonna go get more because the longer the beans cook, the fatter they get. So there's 12. Let's see how much more we put. All right, here's 8 more cups. And I'm gonna tell you the way I know it is that I have the measurements on the side of my bowl. I'm cheating. So I'm adding 20 cups of water into this. May not need it all. I don't know. But I'd rather have more than enough water. So the first thing I do is this. I add some fat to my beans, and I'm using good old bacon grease. Measure with your heart on this. Use as much as you want. And as you can tell, we use a lot of bacon in this house. I'm probably gonna put a good old cup in there. Don't come at me. It's good. Now, to that bacon grease, I'm gonna take 4 strips of bacon and I'm gonna cut it up and put it in here. This is what gives your beans the flavor, and this is how I get my kids to eat them. So since I'm out of chicken broth, I'm adding chicken bouillon to this. And again, I'm just measuring with my heart. I'm probably gonna go in and add 2 heaping tablespoons of chicken bouillon. Stir that up. The more flavor, the better. We're in Flavor Town today. Now I'm gonna add some garlic powder. Measure with your heart. A little minced onion. If I had fresh onion, I'd put it in here, but I don't. I keep green onions in the house because we eat green onions on the side with our beans and cornbread. I'm gonna add some pepper till I'm sneezing. Sometimes this thing is slower than Betty. All right, now I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt because the bacon grease has salt, the bacon has salt, the chicken bouillon has salt. So I'm adding a good old heaping teaspoon of that. Stir it up, cook it on high in your crock pot. I love the way this makes my house smells. My belly hates me after, but it's good. So there you go. That's the start of how I make white beans. There's a secret ingredient I add to it at the end, but I'm not gonna tell you till it's done. Look at this. This has been cooking for about 3.5 hours, and we like our soupy. But I'm going to show you my secret ingredient of how I get my kids to eat them. This right here. The reason why we like our soupies, I thicken it up with a little heavy whipping cream and a little bit of cornstarch. I don't know. I don't really measure, but I'm gonna say probably a good 1/3 of a cup of cornstarch to 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. We're gonna mix it up, and then we're gonna pour it in there, and I'm gonna show you. Once you add your cornstarch and heavy whipping cream to this and you stir it in, it almost turns it into like a chowder. It's fantastic. And I've even made white bean chowder before with some onions and some carrots and some celery. See, it already is changing the color and the appearance, but it's gonna thicken up and it's gonna change the texture. I thicken mine up about an hour before we get ready to eat them and just let it get all happy. This is a no-brainer. It's good. Y'all ready to see these beans? And I'm gonna tell you right now, we like soupy beans. If you don't want a bunch of soup in your beans, don't add as much as water as I did. But we do because you sop it up with cornbread. If you don't have bacon, I put a ham hock in mine. I put regular ham. You can do whatever you want to with it. But our beans are done. Look at that consistency and color with me adding the heavy whipping cream. Come on in, y'all. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. So they are done. I cooked mine for about 6 hours on high in my crock pot. Again, your kitchen, your recipe. Do it as you may. Now, let's make us a bowl, and I'm gonna show you what my finished product looks like. Look what I got. Fresh out of the oven, homemade buttermilk cornbread. Just made a video on this, so if you want it, it's on here. Look at this. Hear that crisp? We're gonna dish this out some beans on top of this cornbread. Look at that, y'all, if that's not perfect. And it's hot. Do you leave your cornbread like this, or do you break yours up before you put the beans on it? This is what I do. I cut mine in half. All right, let's go get our beans. Y'all can smell my kitchen right now. Holy bajoli. Look at that. I love the soup. I'm getting some bacon in with mine. That right there is a perfect bowl of beans, y'all. My word. If I had some of Tanya's chow chow, I'd put on top of this because it makes it even better. Some good old relish. So, go make you and your family some beans like I do. You will absolutely love them. If you try them, comment on here and let me know. I hope you have a wonderful day. Go love your family, and I love y'all.